Well, it's about 20 degrees out. It's been cold all week. The rivers are frozen over, so I'm going to do something a little different today. I had to design up and 3D print out some parts for a sluice so I can run it inside. And I thought it might be fun just playing around with different shapes, ideas for different sluice mats to see which one would actually catch gold. It's this. I mean, this isn't anything I'm going to sell or market, but I thought it might be fun just to show you that if you have an idea with a little design work and a 3D printer, you could actually maybe design the next dream mat or whatever new tech of gold equipment's coming out. I was able to start a whole company with an idea and then being able to design it and 3D print it out. So let's get started. I have a few prints I need to print out, and then we'll get right into it and see how. Let's see if we can capture some gold. To show, I'm getting this set up to run these to see if they're actually going to catch any gold. But this is a 3-foot sluice with a dream mat in it. I love this mat. Ever since it first came out, I mean, this was great. It's so easy to clean out. But when they first came up with this design, they used sophisticated fluidic software to come up with this shape. I don't think they 3D printed any first versions. They just went all in, and they even put a patent on it. So there was a lot of expense, R&D expense, and a gamble that this was going to work, and it ended up, they made their money back. Everyone ended up buying these because they were just such a game changer from the old style of the carpets, and these were so much better. But maybe you have the next version of the dream mat or the next idea and you want to try it out. That's where this comes in. That's where 3D printing comes in. Now I printed out a solid because there's no reason to do any rubber infill for the testing purposes. You just want to see what shapes work good. So, you know, $1.50 worth of material, and it's super easy to print. This is a PLA. You know, there's no need to go more complicated, especially if you don't even know if this is going to work. Now we do have materials like what they call TPU. This is rubberized. I made this. It's rubber. You can literally drive over this with a car and it'll return back to its shape. This one was just slapped together just to prove the concept. But this actually does catch gold. And a lot of times when I'm running the Goldbox, I'll run this on the tailing chute to see if I'm missing any gold. And I actually did like a test run of, I think, 15 buckets. And one I knew I ran fast because they had some clay. And sure enough, there was a little speck right here it caught. There was, 10 or 15 specks in there. So it was still a good capture rate. But this was what I was using early in the testing. Super light, portable. I mean, it was just a concept. I just threw it together and it ended up working. Now, I needed... I could have just used a cup. But I was like, let me just spend 10 minutes, draw out something simple. So the pump, it's not set up now, but I'm running the pump in the corner here, and the sediment was getting to it. So my plan, this will go over in the corner, sit in there, and all the feeding holes are in the back. So any floating sediment and stuff would literally have to work our way around, and it's less likely to pick up stuff. And then I put some a raised surface here so the pump's not sitting down, so if any dirt does get in here, it shouldn't get to the pump. Again, just something, I didn't have to do this. Most people just put a little plate or something under there, or just something simple to elevate it. But you got CAD software and a printer. Let's have some fun. I needed something. This is for the Sluice. I need something that's gonna, how's this go? It's gonna clip on here with my the bilge holes, the flow in here to smooth out the water. These are online. I know the Flower Go Wizard has a great design for all different sizes. I don't know how he designed the inside. I mean, it's kind of an easy concept. So I'm not going to be making these. I just threw this together, threw my name on it. But if you are looking for something like that, he's got a great one. You should check it out, buy from him. But I needed a quick version of it, so I just, again, I think I got 15-20 minutes in the design because I knew exactly in my head what I needed, and then printed it out, and I'm good to go. So these are what I printed out. Little side note, I'm going to show you something kind of cool. There's a thing called lithophanes that 3D printers are doing right now. A lithophane basically means if the area is super thin, it lets more light through. If it's thick, like this smile right here, it'll actually let less light through and turn into almost like dark. So you can actually make a black and white image based on thicknesses of the material you print. Which I'll show you. I just happened to notice this when I held it up to the light to see. But as you can see some detail into it. It's not, when it's not in the light, it kind of, you can tell the faces are there. But then it almost gives a three-dimensional look to it, which is kind of cool. But because printers can print at such small layers and incredible detail, this is what I do on the side for friends and family. You can kind of see the image. Put a light on. This is actually a night light. I could take basically any photograph, put it through the software, and turn it and 3D print it into a night light. As you can see, this is just a random image I pulled offline. This I actually did for a friend. There's a dog of his that passed away. This is one of the photos that he always liked of it. You can see the detail. It's hard to see that in the dark. If I shut the lights off, this would really pop. The detail is just amazing. Shut that off. But let's get this set up. I'm going to finish setting up the sluice, and we're going to run this and put some gold over it just for fun. Obviously, this isn't going to be something that I'm going to sell or do anything with, but I actually kind of think this might be a good idea for something for a kid's sluice. You know, if it was a smaller version like this with the smiley faces, I think kids would have a fun time trying to fill it and get them interested in gold, finding gold. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. If there's interest, I mean, if somebody else wants to take off with this and this idea and go for it. But if there's interest, maybe I'll pursue this a little more and try to make something that can be printed out as a little micro sluice for kids that have the little smiley faces in it. It's probably not going to be a great, well, we'll find out, but it may not be a great style. But I mean, there's so many different emoji faces out there. I just randomly grabbed a few of them. Who knows? Maybe some of these faces will actually create a perfect vortex to let it go. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. But let me set up here. Let me finish setting up. We'll get this set up. I'll get the flow, my flow box set up. So that's going good. And then I have, I don't know. I think there's like 3 or 5 pounds. I can't remember what it is. It's just river gravel. It is classified down to a 1/4 inch or smaller because I was using this for testing in the Goldbox. But I believe there is a gram of gold in here. Could be a little more. I forget now. I've added so much. But let's see what happens with this. Let's see if we can just have some fun and see what catches the gold. All right, I think I have everything set up. I got my little pump box. It's working good, keeping the dirt out. I got my flow box on here. There's tubes because I'm using the tube for the Goldbox, but it's not a big deal. So that's all set. One thing you learn quick is, you know, when this stuff's in the river, any leaks you don't really care about. But all these little screw holes, when I put this on, just, yeah, it made a mess. I had to clean that up. So I ended up using other sluice that I never use, ironically. But that's not leaking and flowing the water down just right. So let's turn this on and take your guesses now. What do you think is going to collect the most? I put a scoop of just regular dirt. It wasn't any of this because I don't want any gold in here, just to make sure the flow is right and everything. So this is just dirt. It's actually from from my last video. I still get the tailing buckets. I gotta deal with that. But there's no gold in that. I already extracted it out. So, which one do you think is gonna work the best? Let's find out. And to be fair, I'm gonna put it up here for a little while until things start filling up. But more likely, these will catch gold over this. So as we go, I'll drop a few here just to make it a little more fair. But again, this is just all for fun. Got my speed controller set up. Hook that up. Looks like we get a nice flow. Alright, let's see what it does. Actually kind of fun to watch. I use white for material. I was just trying to use up some extra filament that was getting old. It's probably not the best color to use because if there's any gold, it's going to be a little tricky to see. Actually, all the shapes are actually working pretty good. You see, creating little low pressure zones that the stuff's falling in. Let's keep feeding this. I'm not seeing any gold just yet. I'm actually surprised for hard plastic, just something slapped together for this demonstration. It's actually not too bad. This flow box is working good. I know there's gold in this material. Hopefully it catches something and it isn't just going to wash out and it's all going to be in there. But it's not really about capturing gold. It's just, this is just for fun. I'm actually surprised. Every single feature is filling with material. I was worried that some just might be not have enough low points and just wash right out. Not seeing any gold yet. I have to stop the water to see it, but we'll just keep adding a few more scoops. There should be gold already out in here. Kind of see the little vortexes forming. Actually kind of funny that it's actually working. I don't know, if I was a kid doing this, I'd be having fun. And I'm an adult and I'm actually having fun, so. See every little thing's. You see catching the garnet. Catching the garnet and the black sand, so that's a good sign. Try to focus with the water. Got a nice stratification going on. Let's see, looks like the ones with the sunglasses are the shape. It's holding more material. The thinking emoji, not too bad. I probably should have lowered his eyes a little more. I think they're a little too small of a feature and prominent. Hard to tell. Did I just see gold in that? I'm trying to look at both the lens and the. Is that gold? Oh, look at that. It's not focusing, but that's a piece of gold. So it looks like the thinking emoji. Ooh, there might be one too over there. Looks like the thinking emoji is the winner so far. Let me drop a few more in here and then we'll take a better look. I know most of this gold is just washing out, but again, this is just for fun. I am surprised though. I didn't think this was going to work this good. see another piece of gold. Zoom in there. Now look at that. Oh, they just got covered up. There's a piece of gold with that garnet bouncing around. Looks like the LOL emoji is catching gold. Again, that's going to be the first one that's going to catch it. So let me try dropping a little here. It's a little more risky losing stuff. To give it a fair chance. A couple scoops, and then we'll take a quick little zoom in. And then, ooh, is that one? Oh, look at it, there's the dollar sign. Caught that pretty good. Actually, it looks like there's one up there too. If anything, it's entertaining. Kind of pointless, but entertaining, but who knows? Maybe this will inspire someone to come up with a new concept. Look at it. Man, I'm actually surprised. All these letters are actually doing really good. It's kind of funny. I mean, you don't need sophisticated software or all kinds of engineers to just stumble on something that actually works good. That's a nice piece right there. It's actually holding the material. I wasn't expecting that much. I figured it would wash out. Ooh, got a good one there too. Focusing. Yeah, this is actually working really good. I'm surprised. Like I said, I'm probably not going to do anything with this emoji thing, but I think it'd be a great idea for a little kid sluice. I'd use it. I just shut off the water, taking a look. It was hard to see through the lens while this is running and, you know, filming and all that. But this thing is full of gold. There's pieces everywhere. Let's see if I can get them all. There's one right there. Where is it? Right there. It's full. Two of them full. But what I didn't notice, you might have noticed in the, when you were watching the video, is I should have been feeding right here. Because look at all the gold that got stuck right here on the first lip. When I was dropping it here, it was here. That's why I was surprised I wasn't seeing as much gold, but a lot of it was getting caught first. But the few pieces that got over did get caught in the face, or the faces and the numbers. So would have been a better result if I caught that while I was filming, but yeah, it would have eventually found its way into these little emojis. A piece right there in between. So kind of a fun experiment. Again, just playing around, but it's actually I'm actually surprised how well it worked. Well, that was some interesting results. You saw the mistake I made. I put the gold up a little high before the first lip, and that caught a lot of it, but the gold that still got past that was actually captured in those simple little images. I did run the tailings to check through it, and maybe 5 pieces got down through, and it's probably when I was feeding down toward the bottom. That's probably when they snuck out. But just some simple designs and shapes, hard plastic, and I was able to capture 90% of the gold. That's not too bad. So I don't know, this could actually open up a whole new series. Maybe we can play different, or try to pick different designs to try out. I don't know. I just did it for fun. I wanted to try to show you that, you know, simple ideas may seem like it wouldn't work, but you don't know until you try. I was actually really surprised with that, how much gold those caught. So, and I actually, who knows, maybe I will develop that little emoji one into something for kids. Let me know in the comments if you think that is a good idea. I could easily design up some little mini sluice with different faces. I'll probably try a few more of them to see if any other ones are a little better. for catching the gold. But overall, that was fun and something a little different. So get out there, have fun, maybe learn a new skill like 3D printing, design, or if not, try to find somebody that does know how to do that. So if you have a simple sketch, you can give it to them, and who knows, maybe you will design the next gold box or the next dream mat, or who knows. The possibilities are endless. If you can think it now, you can 3D print it and bring a working prototype to market. It's a fascinating time we live in. So until next time.